You go through a phase when you first start lifting where all you want to be is big. I was just like, I ain't give a fuck about cuts. I ain't care about abs. I just wanted to be big. Just wanted to be just, you know, can't even fit through the fucking door. Today it is another edition of the How It All Began series where I tell you guys about how I got started into bodybuilding and how I became the person that I am today. So if you watched my last two videos, I talked about riding my bike and I talked about losing 40 pounds at the age of 12, and I got into bodybuilding at the age of 14. And from 14 to 18, that's where it was bullies and bike rides, you know, getting bullied and riding my bike 4 miles to the gym no matter what the weather was and getting these motherfucking gains. This video, I'm gonna start off at 18 where I went to college and I ain't have to ride my bike to the gym no more because the gym was right next door. Things are going great. I'm getting acclimated. I'm having the time of my life. Probably the best years of my life were in college, by far. One day, I decided to go down and hang out with one of my friends in the dorm. Well, he is drunk off of his mind, and it's like his first time getting drunk. So we get into wrestling. His knee ends up hitting my knee and knocks it out of place. It happened in like slow motion. So I'm falling back and I'm like, this is gonna fucking suck. I hit the ground, I'm screaming like a bitch. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I'm screaming like a bitch. And it basically forced me to be on crutches for like 2 months. So a lot of people in that situation, they wouldn't have trained. They'd just been like, you know what, that's a wrap. I'm just gonna go to class. That's enough hassle within itself. I ain't doing shit else. Me, that wasn't my mindset at the time. At that time, I was like, I gotta keep these gains. I don't work from 14 to 18. I ain't about to lose this shit in a couple months because I can't work out. So basically in that time, I still straggled to the gym and I would do what I can on crutches. That basically was mainly machines. If I was doing like fucking shoulder shrugs or something, I'd lean on my left leg so I wasn't leaning on my bad leg. I'd do pull-ups and I would fall on my left leg. I know it was dangerous, I know it was stupid, but I'm just trying to tell you my mindset at that time of my life. And I kept my gains and I was still spoiled. Everybody, saw me as like the jack dude on crutches or whatever. So fast forward through college, about 7 months, I move out of the dorm and I move into an apartment that's about a quarter of a mile away from the gym. Or I'm sorry, from the school. My mind's on the gym. And at that time in my life, this is when I was starting to get away from fitness. I was starting to get more into the partying, more into the stuff that I felt that I hadn't done in high school. I was trying to relive what I hadn't done in high school. So I was partying like Chris Jones without Chris Jones money. I was skipping class. I remember at one point I failed PE. And try explaining to your parents that you failed PE, looking like how I look. They're like, nigga, how the hell you failed PE? So I failed PE basically because I don't go to class. I don't show up because I'm too tired from partying. I just don't want to go to class. And I'm just like, fuck it. I remember I went up on the last day before the final, and I looked at the teacher, and and he was like, where you been all this time? And all I could say was, I've been oversleeping. And he said, okay, I'm gonna give you an oversleeping grade then. You're gonna get an oversleeping F. Ironically, I didn't need that class for my degree anyway. I have a degree in exercise science, clinical exercise physiology. Like when I was 19, I would say I maybe worked out like once a month. So maybe 12 times the entire time I was 19. I was getting away from bodybuilding. I felt like shit because I was losing my muscle and I started gaining a lot of fat. Because obviously I still wanted to eat. I wasn't gonna stop eating. And I started gaining a lot of fat. I gained like 20, 30 pounds that year. And that carries me more over into my next year I'm about to talk about. So I'm 20 years old. I'm a sophomore in college. And I was starting to get back into lifting. I was trying to get away from the partying and the drinking slowly by surely. I still was partying and drinking and doing crazy stuff. But I was trying to get more away from all the crazy stuff that I've been doing when I was 19. I'm 20 years old, I'm working out, and I'll put up a photo of how I looked at 20. I wasn't that lean. At that time of my life, the main thing I was thinking about is I just wanted to be big. Like Chris Jones talked about it. Like you go through a phase when you first start lifting where all you want to be is big. I was just like, I ain't even talk about cuts. I ain't care about abs. I just wanted to be big. Just wanted to be just, can't even fit through the fucking dough big. So that was my main focus at the time of my life. So obviously I wasn't watching what I was eating. Wasn't doing cardio. I was just lifting and eating tons and tons of fucking food. And it worked. I got stronger in the gym because, I took a year off. So I started building. I built all my strength back. I was real strong, but I wasn't lean. I still had a little bit of veins and stuff like that, but I just looked bloated and watery. That's how I would describe my physique at that time. And I kept that all the way up until I was about 21. At 21, this is when I stopped partying. I cut out all that at 21. I said, you know what? I got to clean this shit up. I'm starting to feel like shit. It's just time to clean up this part of my life. It's time to put this life behind me. So I really start focusing more on my grades. I'm like a junior in college at this time. And I'm like Harriet Tubman looking at the promised land. I'm like, the promised land is so close, because when I was like, 19, 20, and you hear about graduating, it sounds like a abstract thought. Like, you're like, graduating? That'll never happen. Like, I'm gonna always be 19. I'm gonna always be 20 years old. And, you come to that realization that you're not always going to be that age. You're not always going to be in college. There's going to come a time where you need to graduate, where you are going to have to actually apply what you've been learning in your classes. So for me, that was 21 when I had that epiphany. And that's when, I'm balls deep in my grades. I'm studying. I'm not drinking. I'm not partying. I'm eye on the prize. And around that time, I was still big at that time. I was like 260. That was probably the biggest. Or about 265. That was the biggest I had ever gotten, was about 265. I was drinking a gallon of water a day, just big, and just big for no fucking reason, just big. And we were taking our blood pressure in class one day, and my blood pressure was like 140 over something. And that was when it hit me. I was like, I can't keep living like this, because, with the class, with the degree I had in exercise science, we're constantly hearing about strokes, diabetes, heart attacks, all this stuff. So, and one of the biggest factors for that is blood pressure. So if your blood pressure is super fucking high, that exponentially increases your chance of heart disease, of strokes, of all that. And even though I was working out, I was thinking like, there's no reason why my blood pressure should be that fucking high. And some of that's genetic, but a lot of that was, I was drinking lots of water and I was eating a lot of fucking food. Like I was probably eating like 5,000 calories a day. Like I was just stuffing my face. And that was what started it, where I said, you know what, I got to lose this weight. I got to get lean. So I lost the weight I did keto. And again, I ain't telling nobody else to do keto. I'm just telling you what I did. I did keto, no more than 30 grams of carbs a day. Still ate a bunch of fucking food, but no more than 30 grams of carbs a day. Kept working out, started doing some cardio, and I dropped about 40 pounds. Ironically, I lost 40 pounds when I was 12. I lost 40 pounds again when I was 21. But lost 40 pounds, and I got shredded. I essentially got to the point where I am now, where I'm around 10 to 12% year round. And I would say I was probably around maybe 17, 18%, which still isn't, super overweight. But for me, when I've been mostly, 12%, and then you go to 18%, that's a big jump. So anyway, I got down to close to what I am now, and it was the first time I could see my abs like since I first came to college. So that felt good. I'm working out. I'm getting stronger. Life is pretty decent at this time. Again, I'm about 21, turning 22 at this time. I'm 23 now. So I'm lean and whatnot, and I'm getting ready to graduate college, and that's pretty much what happened. So I've been out of college for a little over a year now. I'm just maintaining my physique now. I don't have the focus of just being as big as I possibly can. My main focus now is being lean. So I have no desire to add on any more muscle. I'm happy with what I am. I cycle between 220 and 225 right now, and that's what I am. This is what I enjoy being. It feels good. It's a perfect blend of being big and being lean. So that's what I tell you guys to do. Find the balance. The balance for you may not be 10 to 12% like me. Like I can maintain this pretty much year round by just doing my workouts, not doing a whole lot of cardio, just doing intense high volume weight training, and fairly watching what I eat. I can maintain this. If it may be 15% for you, as long as you're under 25%, you're not overweight, you're healthy, you're exercising, you're eating a good diet, you'll be fine. That's my message to you guys. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this series. I may do another episode. Who knows what word my next evolution will be. Maybe I'll be a strong man. I don't fucking know. But this is just where I am now. This is episode 3. If you haven't watched the other episodes, go back and watch them so you can see. It'll make this episode make even more sense. So guys, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Like, comment below other topics you want me to talk about. Going to be doing a grocery haul and a Q&A soon. So stay tuned for that. It's your boy Nick, your boy Hercules, signing out.